How can we motivate people from within the management role? In addition to addressing their needs, perceptions, and job characteristics, you can also motivate employees through your daily management activities. By helping them set and reach their goals, by reinforcing their desirable behaviors, and by providing plenty of social support. Now let's review the specifics of these 3 strategies. First up are Locke and Latham's goal-setting principles. Not only do they help motivate, they can also be used to improve job performance and satisfaction, and facilitate personal development. According to the authors, goals work by directing our behaviors, and by energizing us to get to work. That is, goals tell us what to do, and when we reach them, we feel a sense of accomplishment that reinforces the behaviors we chose. So how do you motivate using these principles? First, make sure you include the employees in the goal-setting process. The research is clear that people are more likely to accept and commit to goals when they have a say in what they look like. Then, use the SMART acronym to help people set goals that motivate them. The S. Goals should be specific about what must be accomplished and the expected outcomes. So, do your best is not an option. The M. Goals should be tied to measurable performance, so we know when we've reached them. The A. Goals should be attainable, meaning they're realistic and feasible. If they're too difficult or not even possible within the organizational context, they'll demotivate and become an obstacle instead of a driver. The R. Goals should be relevant in the sense that they're meaningful and valuable. And the T. Goals should be time-bound, which means they have a deadline or an endpoint. You'll also want to make sure the goals are challenging. When researchers compare the performance of 3 groups, people who don't set goals, those who set easy ones, and those who set specific challenging ones, they often find that the last group performs best. So, the data suggests, across a variety of tasks, roles, and situations, challenging and specific goals motivate better than easy and broad ones. Finally, encourage people to write down, type up, or talk about their intentions. By putting our goals out there in the world, we're more likely to actually work towards them. Turning to the second strategy, reinforcing desirable behaviors will motivate people to continue them. To do this, make sure you've clearly communicated what you expect from your employees, the specific behaviors you'd like to see them use on the job, like clocking in on time, taking initiative when solving problems, or learning a new skill. Then, use both positive and negative reinforcement to reward people when they meet the expectations. Positive reinforcement is adding something of value, such as giving a bonus for breaking a sales record or promoting an employee who mentors their colleagues. Other examples of rewards include social recognition, luncheons, special gifts, convenient parking, or extra vacation days. The least expensive option is to simply express appreciation for a job well done. So, consider sending a thank you card or sharing a few grateful words. Now, negative reinforcement is one of the most misunderstood concepts in all of organizational behavior. It's not the same thing as punishment, even though Hollywood movies often conflate the two. Instead, negative reinforcement is removing something unpleasant to encourage a desirable behavior. In other words, take away something they don't want anyway, to reward them for doing a good job. For example, you could transfer a high-performing employee's least favorite task to a less experienced employee who might benefit from learning how to do it. Or remove the probationary period after someone consistently meets basic job requirements. You'll also want to motivate people to avoid certain behaviors. Punishment, or the possibility of it, is one way to discourage undesirable behaviors. Technically, this involves applying something people don't want or removing something they do want. Although some of us don't like using punishment, it has several functions. By holding low performers accountable, not only do we improve their behaviors, we also reinforce the high performers' behaviors, but use it sparingly as too much of it can backfire and cause more problems than it prevents. The third and final strategy is offering social support. This can come in many forms. For instance, share words of encouragement or even advice when it's relevant. Provide job-related feedback that highlights people's strengths. Share useful information and resources that move them along their path to goal attainment. And remove obstacles that stand in their way. When we feel like we have people in our corner, we have the confidence to pursue our goals. These 3 strategies, and the ones you learned about in previous videos, are backed by science. Add them to your toolbox and experiment with them to see what works for you and each of your employees.